What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One-Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead universe, the DARYL DIXON show, and really all things Walking Dead. But have we seen this story before with Daryl, Laurent, however you want to say his name? Have we seen the immunity angle? I'm going to talk about a bunch of different things. Obviously, spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. But the DARYL DIXON show is set to premiere in September 10th, 2023 on AMC. We're hoping it premieres early on Thursdays, AMC Plus. But DARYL DIXON goes to France. I jokingly call it DARYL DIXON's European vacation, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the show after seeing the trailers, the sneak peeks, the first 10 minutes of the series. It's got my interest way more. I'm excited to see Daryl in a show nonetheless because he's awesome and Norman Reedus is great, and Daryl does carry a huge amount of weight in the Walking Dead universe. But I was worried about Daryl, France, the stories, what's going to happen with it. Maybe variants are going to show up to carry the story a little bit, and a lot of us think that's what's going to happen here, and we have some breakdowns of it, but there's a couple different spoilers coming up. So per TWD Universe Network on Instagram, they wrote this. It's a nice little breakdown. While looking for Rick Grimes, DARYL DIXON makes some bad decisions. He ends up on a boat and things go wrong. After escaping on a lifeboat and being at sea for days, he washes up in France. There he will meet a boy named Laurent, however you want to say his name, but it sounds like Laurent is immune to the Walker virus. It is up to Daryl to transport the child across France. The child is described to be the revival of the human race. So it sounds like Last of Us, but in France. And also per Portal The Walking Dead, we have the synopsis for the DARYL DIXON show. After leaving the Commonwealth, Daryl is stranded in France, provoking the anger of a fragmented but growing autocratic movement centered in Paris and endangering a young man at the heart of a benevolent religious movement. Premieres September 10th. So we know that Daryl is going to leave the Commonwealth. We saw that at the very end of the series, The Walking Dead. We don't know what were the bad decisions. We don't know who he came across. We don't know how he got a boat and just ended up at sea for days. And he goes to France, and that's going to be the story for probably at least the first 2 seasons, maybe a 3rd season. We'll have to see how it plays out. But Daryl gets stranded in France, and who's going to save him? Probably Carol, but, when in doubt, Carol saves the day. So here's Laurent, however you want to say it. We've been waiting for you, is what Isabel says to Daryl. So Daryl is a gift to them. They're taking it as a sign that Daryl showed up there to escort this guy, this child, across France. To where? We're not sure. Maybe the French CDC. I think that would connect very well, and I hope that's where they go. So Daryl is the messenger to deliver Laurent. Where, when, how, why, who is he giving him to? Why can't this person or people come pick him up? But Laurent is the revival of the human race. That's a big task. That's a big ask. And how do they know that? What has this kid done to show that? Has he been bit by walkers? Are we going to see like a bunch of bite marks on him and he's still alive? Will we see him get bit and stay alive? Who are these people going after? Laurent or Daryl or the nuns? Or I'm not sure who these bad people are. Are they connected with the CRM, some other group? Can't wait to find out. But the immunity angle has been a theory for a bunch of different people for years. The cure angle, the immunity angle, a lot of people are thinking that if a child was born in the zombie apocalypse here, like Judith, then she may be immune. We haven't seen that. There's been no tests about Judith or any other kids like RJ like that. But what is the true end game of the series? Or the universe, I should say, not the series, the Walking Dead universe, because the main show is done. Fear the Walking Dead's going to be done. We're just going to have the spin-offs. Like when it's all said and done, what's going to be the final ending? No more spin-offs, no more anything. Is it going to be connected with Judith, RJ, and the kids? Because we've seen on Fear the Walking Dead, if you haven't seen Fear the Walking Dead, this guy, Alejandro, I believe his name was, in season 2, claimed to be immune and to be bit by a walker. Turns out it wasn't true. Also, they were working on the cure angle on Fear the Walking Dead season 8 with Finch, where Shrike let a walker bite him and they were going to cure him, but he wasn't cured. But Alicia was cured with the radiation exposure. I don't know. That's still questions about Alicia and all that stuff. But Daryl and his group here are going to be walking some more through France. And it just sounds like stuff we've seen in other shows and movies and concepts. I mean, there's nothing that revolutionary here, that a person has to escort someone of significance, a child of significance, the revival of humanity, the future of humanity, the cure, the immunity. Like, it's just something that we've seen before. Last of Us, right? You know, it's in the United States, it's not in France. So The Last of Us is a great video game. I like the first one. The second one's okay. It gets a lot of hate, but the first one is awesome. The first season of The Last of Us show, if you haven't seen it yet, on HBO or Max, is good. Definitely check it out if you like zombie apocalypse stuff. But in The World Beyond, the post-credit scene, we saw this scientist who was killed by someone that's hunting the Primrose team or the Violet team or some team that's just out there doing something with walkers, or the possible origin of the virus and everything here. But the fact that this was in France connects very well, and you see the French writing up there, which I believe, if translated, says, "The dead are born here." So, the dead are born here. How about the immune are born here as well? And I think if they're ever going to go the immunity route, the cure route, this could be it. I mean, I know Robert Kirkman said years ago that he is not going to find a cure. The immunity thing isn't what he wants to do. But I don't know if he has any connection with these spinoffs. Maybe he's just getting paid because of the name and the connections here and there. Maybe Gimple's writing here. I don't know how involved he is and saying, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. And right now, these spinoffs are uncharted territory. So have you seen this before? Somewhat, in other shows and movies, but in the Walking Dead universe, mainly Fear the Walking Dead, they talked about the immunity with being bit, turned out to be fake, not true, the cure didn't work. So what about the Daryl show? When in doubt, give it to Daryl. I could see it happening because Daryl has a lot of pull and a lot of say in the Walking Dead universe. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Are you excited for the DARYL DIXON show? Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Support the PT channel when you can, in any way that you can, because we truly appreciate the support. We can't do without you guys. Stay safe, and as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.